Oh, well, thank you so much, both you and Melissa, for having this call every single week for all of us to get information on impact health sharing, because most people, I would say the masses, have no idea that this even exists. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to tell you a little bit of my story, once again, my name is Chanel Burt. I've been a referral partner for a short time now, but this impact health sharing has not just helped my family and I save money, but it's truly helped save my mom's life. And you're going to hear from her in just a little bit. But I'll tell you, we were not familiar, myself and my husband. We have four very active kids, and we were paying close to $1,600 a month with our previous insurance company because we pay out of pocket. We're self-employed to 99. And so here comes impact health sharing. And I'll tell you, my husband, I remember him saying one day, I'm getting rid of this health insurance. And I'm like, how are you going to do that? We have kids, right? And he's like, I'm tired of paying this. I said, we can't get rid of our health insurance. But with impact health sharing, guys, we were able to get a quote. We got enrolled and we were paying $605 a month until recently, because my husband said, you know what? We're not really going to the doctor like that. We're pretty overall healthy. So I'm going to drop this even lower. So today, instead of paying close to $1,600, we're now paying $490 for six of us. And it's just been amazing. Okay. But let's talk about why I'm really excited to be on this call today, because the savings is great, but you guys really have no idea what the experience is like when dealing with impact health sharing. Like Melissa said, they really fight for you. A little over a year ago, man, almost a year ago, my mom, she is a cosmetologist. She has no retirement. All of if somebody cancels a hair appointment, she doesn't make any money. And so what I didn't know, as the only child, as I was building my part-time business and started making money, and I went to my mom saying, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to quit my job one day. I feel like I'm able to do it. And she said, well, what about your benefits? And I said, well, I'm just going to pay for my benefits just like you do. But little did I know, she was one of the 9 million people that Melissa talked about that did not have any health care. And so when we were able to become a referral partner for impact health sharing, she started asking questions. Hey, I need to know about this healthcare. I'm getting older. I want to start looking into something, right? And so she got impact health sharing. And this is a case where we didn't save her money because she didn't have anything at all, but it was very affordable. It was a very seamless process for her to enroll. And, little did we know, though, and this is why this call is so, so important. Little did we know that a few months later, she would be diagnosed with breast cancer. And so let me tell you guys, for me, I don't want to say that I just didn't have any worry whatsoever, but it was kind of like that for me because one, we have a relationship with God, and two, we had impact health sharing. And all I thought about was all of the things that I had been told, all of the calls that I had been on, and how they were really going to take care of our family. And so all we did was we went to the hospital, and I'll tell you, when we first went in, they asked for our healthcare card, impact card, and they didn't even tell us we had to pay anything on that first visit. I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing, right? But they just said, you guys are okay. I don't know if they were familiar or what, but they said, you guys are okay. Go ahead, just take her in the back, whatever. Well, when we finally got the real diagnosis that it was breast cancer, because an emergency room can't really tell you that, we had to go and see someone that was actually in breast imaging. She confirmed it. And here's what I'll tell you guys. My mom lives in Baltimore. But because of no network restrictions, she was able to go to one of the top physicians in the entire country in DC at no extra out-of-pocket costs. So for the last almost a year now, my mom has gone through 16 rounds of chemo. She went through reconstructive surgery, and she went through 15 days of radiation. Now, I'll tell you guys, today, my mom is cancer free. Okay. That is the biggest the best news that I can give you on this call. But let me tell you about Impact Health Sharing, though, and how that really played a role in her winning the battle today. When we were at our initial appointments, we had that provider pushback, just like they were talking about. And they were saying we don't take this, and I really stood my ground and said, well, yes, you do. And the front desk person kept saying, no, we don't. But I just kept saying, yes, you do, yes, you do. And my mom's, her PRA was $5,000. Do you guys know that they would not see my mom unless I paid the $5,000 on the spot? So I'm sitting there and I'm calling my husband and I'm like, you know what? I just have to do what I have to do because I know you guys take Impact Health Sharing. So after all was said and done, I had to go ahead and pay it. And listen, I don't know what's going to happen to everybody else. This is our story. But I was very, very thankful that I was able to do that. So once we got past that, they took my mom to the back. She had to go through some testing. And here's when I got sold out to Impact, because they told me your mom is going to need an MRI, and most insurance companies do not pay for that. We need pre-authorization to make sure she can get this testing done. And when I I called Impact because I didn't know, anything in regard to that. And they said, we don't require pre-authorization. If the doctor says she needs it, then they need to do it and tell them to bill us. This is when I was sold out. I said, are you serious? And the nurses told me, they said, listen, your mom is blessed because most insurance companies will not pay for an MRI. We have so many women coming to our center to get the care that they need, but most insurance companies will not take care of them the way that they should. So right then and there, I started saying, man, we got to tell everybody about Impact. I don't know what's going to happen after today, but we got to talk to them about it, because this service is not just about helping people save money. It's truly about helping us save people's lives. And so throughout her journey, guys, and let me tell you about the $5,000. So Impact told me one day, my mom, she gets a check in the mail and she said, what is this check? Like, I got a check from Impact. I said, no, I got a check from Impact. Tell me what this check is all about. So she said, well, I don't know what this is, but I'll, show you whatever. So when she showed me the check, I said, this is a check for $5,000. I called Impact Health Sharing and I said, am I supposed to cash this? Like, what is going on? And they said, oh no, that's yours. You were not supposed to pay that amount right up front. It was supposed to be paid over time as you were getting your medical expenses. So that check is yours. I said, you're right. It's mine. Let's go to the bank and cash this check. So I was so excited, but I want to point that out because a lot of times people say, well, what if they tell me I have to pay up front? What if I have to do this? Impact will take care of you. Whatever is supposed to happen, they're going to take care of it. So guys, throughout the journey though, my mom, I really, took care of everything financial for her. So what I'm about to show you, some of this, and my mom is on the call, we're going to have her jump on in a little bit, but some of this is going to be her first time seeing this as well. So I want to show you, walk you through what it looked like for us financially, because a lot of times, I believe that stress can pretty much kill someone, right? Like no matter what is going on, stress is deadly, and financial stress, it's hard on a person that's going through anything. And I said, I'm going to take care of the finances. You just take care of yourself. That's all I want you to worry about. And so for my mom, guys, all I did was I just said, I'm just going to not let her see any of the medical expenses. I'm just going to take care of it. And she's been getting all these bills in the mail, and I'm like, don't even worry about the bills. I see everything online, and that's what I'm going to show you guys today, because I really want you to see the power and the repricing that we're talking about. I want you to see what community looks like when it says that everything is going to be shared in the community. Okay. If your medical expenses are eligible, I want you to see the power of this, because for a lot of people, seeing is believing. So Mr. Street kind of pulled up what you see on your dashboard, and this is my mom's dashboard. I definitely have authorization to show you guys all of this, even with her on the line. But I'm going to kind of walk you through. I'm going to take you all the way back. And listen, these are tons and tons and tons and tons of bills, okay? And remember, my mom wasn't seeing this because I wasn't having her open anything. All I wanted her to do was just take care of her. And so I'm going to walk you through a day with us, because, and I say that because you can see the dates on here all say February 5th. Okay. So the first thing that would happen, my mom would get her blood drawn from a port, and you guys can see up here, it says LabCorp, right? So the bill every single week, remember for 16 weeks, I would get a bill for $157, but then it was repriced, saving over $100. And then it was shared in the community, and my responsibility ended up being just $5.36. So this was every single week. Okay. Here's the next step, where my mom would get some meds, like to calm, like they gave her like some Benadryl and some other stuff right before her actual chemo treatment. And it started off at $357. It was repriced, shared, and the responsibility ended up being $94.75. But then we had the actual treatment. And this would start off at over $6,600. It was repriced, then shared, and then the responsibility was $289.55. Now, I know it's like, wow, but no, I'm really going to wow you with this, because I want you to just imagine one day just sitting at home, because this was me and my husband sitting at home one day, and we will always see the bills coming in, as you guys can see all of these bills. But I want you to imagine this bill coming into your inbox for over $288,000. So my mom, I told you, went through 16 rounds of chemo, but then she had reconstructive surgery. Now my mom is blessed. Okay. She got a whole like makeover. Okay. I don't know how this all happened, but they did everything, and the bills started coming in. So it started at over $288,000. It was repriced. This is the most important part that you guys really need to pay attention to, because it was repriced, saving $260,000. It makes you wonder and really like, how is our healthcare system so broken that people can be charged something like this and then reprice like this, right? Because I've talked to, the CEO of Impact Health Sharing, saying, how are you guys doing this? Because that's one of the questions that people always ask. And they just use an AI tool and other cross-reference tools to really give us fair market value. So just imagine how Impact Health Sharing can be a stress reliever because of the repricing, and then what's shared in the community, and then my responsibility only being $150 from $288,000. Now, I will tell you though, it really depends on what it is, because we got a bill not too long ago, and it was another very, very high bill. It was 135, and they still repriced it. But, whatever the case was, this was what was eligible for sharing, and our responsibility was $4,000. But here's the thing, my mom, she has a PRA of 5,000. We have the co-share amount, but it's at a max of $5,000. All these bills that you guys are seeing, the totals are so small for our responsibility that it has not gone above that. It is so crazy. Like when you see these big amounts, it's so crazy that somebody won't pay over $10,000 total in a year. So, it's been mind blowing for us, but I want my mom to come on to really talk to you about just her experience and how grateful she has been to be able to have Impact Health Sharing as her healthcare provider per se, because once again, she didn't have anything. So I want to invite my mom, Valerie Fisher, on. She's going to be like on a double screen with me so you guys can see her as well. And thank you so much for being on the call. Listen, this has this is a true testimony as well, because in the very beginning I told my mom, I said, your story is going to give so many people hope, because at first it was very hard to talk about this. And so here we are today, and she's on a call with close to 200 people to really give a testimony, not just about her winning the battle, but about Impact Health Sharing as well, and how this has truly helped save her life. So thank you so much. I see you muted yourself again. I think you didn't have to do anything. I think Miss Street unmuted you, but you can go ahead and do it. Got it. Here we come. Sorry, guys. It's coming. She's almost there. There she is. All right. So if you can kind of just, start off, just talk about how, just the sense of comfort you have felt throughout the whole thing, knowing you had coverage like this where everything was being taken care of.
Man, good afternoon, everyone, first and foremost. To God be the glory. That alone, having that peace of knowing that I'm being very well taken care of as far as the doctors, I mean, they just cradled me because I was a very fearful person, never liked being sick, always afraid of sickness. So just having that backup with Impact Health Sharing, it was just overwhelming. I didn't plan on being this emotional, but just seeing the coverage that you guys have taken care of, as far as the billing is concerned, it just took me like, wow. But anyway, yes, I am just blown as to how I'm able to recover in peace, knowing that things are taken care of for me.
I remember my mom telling me, she said, I remember your grandmother telling me one day that poor people won't be able to afford to get sick one day.
Yes.
And to know that we have this type of service, how are you feeling about, needing to tell everybody about this? Because we've been hearing the stories, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes. I always say in the beginning, I said, God, why me? But now I understand why. It's to share, to help somebody else, to encourage somebody else, to get health Impact Health Sharing. I mean, has been the ultimate for me. So yeah, I'm grateful. I am truly grateful that I have been taken care of in such a way. Yes.
So tell everybody, like, what were you thinking that first day when we went and they were like, we don't take this?
Oh
And
my
I was
God. I'm
like,
like, oh my God, what is going to happen now? What is going to happen now? Where am I going to go with it? But you know, you just stepped in and said, no, no, no. You put your foot down and said, no, 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 no. I know that they're going to take care of this. So after, you knowing what you know, and it just gave me instant comfort that I was going to be okay.
it's so eye-opening throughout this journey. We have just been so, like she said, grateful and thankful for the doctors, because of Impact Health Sharing, we were able to get the care that was needed,
Yes.
and more so from the specialists without any type of pushback, because once they knew that they accepted it, it's just eye-opening to know that people don't get the necessary care that they need based on who their healthcare provider is. And to know that Impact Health Sharing just really stepped in, and I want to show you guys something too. She doesn't know I'm going to show this either. But I want to show you this because I have a testimony that I want to share with everyone. And I said I wanted to show it on the screen instead of just reading it because, once again, seeing is believing. You know, my mom, she when she had her reconstructive surgery, like we talked about the 16 weeks and the bills for that. But when she had to go in for surgery, she went in on a Tuesday. I believe we went on a
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yes.
And they were saying, oh, you may be able to go on Thursday. And we're like, oh, okay. But then the doctor said, no, I need you to stay one more day. And then Friday came and they said, I just need you to stay one more day. And even though she was ready to go,
Yes.
I said, you know, you're staying here because of Impact Health Sharing.
Yes.
Because an insurance company will tell you when you have to go.
Right.
And so I want to share this because one of my partners, her sister-in-law, and this happened yesterday, but she sent this last week. And you guys should be able to read this. And I'll read it out loud. It said, we have all heard Ms. Burt's story about her mom's journey with breast cancer and Impact's help. Unfortunately, my sister-in-law, to protect her privacy, we'll call her Jamie, was recently diagnosed with breast cancer and has had a very different experience. She's insured through Aetna. Valerie was told she needed MRI. Impact said, we'll pay for it. Jamie was told she needed MRI. Aetna said no. Valerie had a single mastectomy with low blood pressure, and Impact approved her staying in a hospital for about a week. Janie is scheduled for a bilateral double mastectomy and will be sent home the same day because Aetna will not pay for her to stay. We must talk about the quality of care and medical freedom that Impact Health Sharing offers as much as we talk about the savings. And guys, I wanted to share that because, you know, when you're in the hospital, when you're getting all this stuff done and you're being taken care of, you're not thinking about your healthcare coverage. But just know that was the only way my mom was able to stay. My partner's sister-in-law just had her surgery yesterday, and she sent me a message saying she's home.
Mm.
She's home. Can you imagine? I mean, well, probably because that's just the norm of the traditional healthcare system that we have. But just knowing that,
Mm.
you know, like how does that make you feel?
Yeah, my heart goes out to her first and foremost, because it could have been me. It could have been me. And I'm so grateful that I did have the opportunity to even have the doctor that cared. So, because, like you said, I was ready to go home. Oh, I was ready to go home. But he insisted, no, I need you to stay a little while longer just to make sure that you're okay. So, yes, I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed to have Impact Health. Yes.
And this has been it's been, like I said, the eye-opening part as far as the quality of care.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's doctor for her radiation, I remember when we went and he said, we were thinking, should she go to Hopkins because that's closer to her? My mom is in Baltimore. These doctors were in DC. So I live in Montgomery County. If you guys don't know the distance, it's about an hour and a half travel for her from Baltimore to the doctor's office. And for radiation, you have to go there every day.
Yes.
Okay, every day. So we were thinking, should you go to Hopkins or should you stay out here? And we were like, you should probably stay with the team,
Yes.
right? And so the doctor told us, he said, listen, I'll tell you, Hopkins is a very traditional, reserved, conservative hospital. And our standard procedure for radiation is about 6 weeks.
Yes.
I'm suggesting you only need 15 days. He said, because time is money for us and we get paid more for our time. But I'm telling you, more treatment doesn't mean better treatment.
That's right.
Like, how are we feel? We were both feeling like,
yes,
thank you so much for your honesty.
yes,
And we don't know if we would have been with doctors like that
True.
had we not had this healthcare coverage.
That's right. I'm
You
so
know,
grateful. I am so grateful. Yes.
like for him to be open and honest about that, guys, we
Hmm.
were blown away, blown away.
Yeah.
So the savings is one thing. I
Hmm.
can show you millions of bills as you guys saw me scrolling through that dashboard. And when you saw that too, when you saw that for the first time,
Yes. I was like, what?
right?
Wow. I'm glad you didn't share with me earlier.
Yeah,
Because that
because
would have been a concern. Yes.
can
Yes.
you imagine just the financial stress
Ooh,
that was relieved
yes. I'm so
just
grateful.
by like
Yes. It's
now we
it's
all know results vary. We
mhm.
all know expenses vary. We all know that. But impact health sharing is an option. It's a viable option for people that are self-employed like you.
Yeah.
And, open enrollment is about to come up. And I know for both of us, we are really on this crusade of helping as many people as we possibly can,
Mhm.
just continuing to share the story because most people don't know about this.
Right.
And here's a way for us to just get it out. So do you want to kind of leave everybody with anything?
Just keep doing, checking into Impact Health Sharing. It's a given. You cannot lose. You cannot lose. I'm so grateful that I'm here today, recovering in peace. Oh my God, in peace. I have been very well taken care of because of Impact Health. I'm so grateful. So it's a given. Sign up now because you cannot lose. It's a win. It's all win. And I thank you. I thank each and every one of you. Everyone. To God
And thank
be the
you
glory.
all that have known my mom's story for your prayers. I'm truly, truly grateful for everyone that has just kept her in their
Yes.
prayers throughout this entire journey. And just, we love what we do. We love what we do. We love that we can help people in so many different ways with this opportunity. And just like Mr. Street said, if you see yourself wanting to join us on this crusade to help people when it comes to their health care. Get with the person that invited you on this call and tell them you want to know more about becoming a referral partner because it's truly helping people in so many different ways today. My mom, after her surgery, we had to go and get 8 prescriptions.
Mm.
And when we went and got it, it was a total of $84.88. I will never forget that.
Yes.
And it's just been mind-blowing. The savings, the quality of care, and it's really because Impact Health Share, this community, this company, they care about their members. And I'm just truly grateful that we are a part of the Impact Health Sharing community. So, Mr. Street, Melissa Street, thank you guys for having us on here
Thank
today.
you.
And yeah, thank you.
Thank you all. God bless.
Well, thank you both so much for being on here today. And I'm just going to take about 2 minutes to wrap things up for everybody, but just really appreciate you guys sharing from your hearts. And what I keep thinking about the whole time is Valerie was one of the 40 million Americans that previously had no healthcare coverage, meaning prior to Chanel talking to her mother about Impact Health Sharing, at that point, she had no healthcare coverage at all. And imagine if this had happened prior to Chanel talking to her mom about Impact Health Sharing. So Chanel, thank you for being such a big advocate of the brand. Thank you for being an amazing referral partner. And thank you for having your mom on just to really share that heartwarming story with everybody today. And as Chanel mentioned, open enrollment is coming. On average, people's health insurance premiums are increasing 8 to 25% in 2025. And we have an opportunity to help a lot of people. So we'll be doing this call again next week. Our featured spotlight next week, we're going to have another referral partner that's also a approved health and wholeness credit provider from Impact. They actually are a direct selling company, and they're going to be on the call on next week talking about how their members can now use their product to apply for their health and wholeness credits, and they're big advocates of the healthcare sharing community. So next week, we'll have a very powerful call really highlighting the health and wholeness credit community. And I believe Impact is the only healthcare company that I know of giving these health and wholeness credits, again, $100 a month, for as long as you spend at least $100 a month on your health, between vitamins, supplements, naturopathic therapy, holistic wellness, acupuncture, gym memberships, stem cell therapy, you name it. As long as you spend at least $100 a month on your health, you get that credit. You submit your membership bill and you get that credit every month to offset your PRA. So guys, thank you for being on this crusade with us. Remember, for those of you that want to talk to Impact and get any questions answered on your personal situation, get the link from the referral partner that invited you on the call, submit yourself in as a lead, and be on the lookout for that text message and the email from Impact, so that way you can schedule a consultation call with an Impact specialist to get any of your questions answered. So thank you everybody for joining our call here today. God bless everybody. Yes, energy healing. Yes, that's a health and wholeness credit as well, Amy. So God bless everybody. Thanks for being on the call. And this concludes today's call. Thank you so much.